Hi everyone, I am Sangeeta. Welcome to this session on textile science. In this session, we are going to talk about textiles, textile fibers, their classification and properties. Textiles are called as second skin for humans. Textile material helps us to protect our body from environment. It helps for aesthetic appeal, special purposes and also decoration. A textile fabric is a flexible material consisting of either natural or artificial fibers arranged to form like a thread, often referred to as yarn. Yarn is produced by spinning the fibers with short fibers or long fibers. Textile fabrics are produced by weaving, knitting, knotting, crocheting, etc. with yarn or pressing fibers together. Textile fabrics are used in various areas of application that includes agricultural, medical, automobile, geotextiles, home textiles and protective textiles. So, textile plays an important role in our daily life. Now let us see what is textile fiber. The basic element of textiles is fiber, which are usually converted into yarn and then fabric. A textile fiber can be natural or artificial. Textile fibers are either collected or extracted or manufactured from a variety of sources, and their quality vary considerably in terms of strength, color, texture, size, shape and surface quality. A textile fiber's physical and chemical properties always have a high impact on characteristics and end-use performance. Textile fabrics can be prepared by using natural fibers or artificial fibers. Some yarns are made from single variety of fiber, whereas mixing or blending various type of fibers in different combinations produce variety of quality in the product. So, mixing of different fibers and proportions can be planned according to the product's quality requirement. Fibers either can be mixed in spinning process is called as blending, or different varieties of yarns can be combined in weaving process is called as mixing. The fabrics are termed as blended and union fabrics respectively. For example, polyester cotton and silk cotton. Next, let us see the classification of textile fibers. Textile fibers can be either procured from plants and animals or manually prepared in industry. The textile fibers can be classified according to their source or their fiber length. According to the source, it is classified as natural or artificial, and according to the fiber length, staple or filament. Natural fibers are collected or extracted from fiber yielding plants, but artificial fibers are manufactured by regenerating natural cellulose, protein and synthesizing chemicals. Artificial fibers can be produced in large quantity with less cost compared to natural fibers. Natural fibers are again classified into many subgroups based on their source of origin as plant fiber, animal fiber and mineral fiber. First, we will discuss about plant fibers. The plant fibers are also called as cellulosic fibers. These fibers are further categorized into the following subgroups based on their origin from plants. Seed fibers. These are the fibers obtained from seeds of the plant, for example, cotton and kapak. Fruit husk fibers. Fibers which are extracted from fruits of the plant are termed as fruit husk fibers, for example, coir and palm fiber. Bast fibers. These fibers are also termed as stalk fibers. The fibers are obtained from the stalk or stem of the plant, for example, flax, jute, hemp, remi and banana fibers. Leaf fibers. Fibers are collected from plant leaves, example, sisal and pineapple fibers. Next, let us see about animal fibers. Animal fibers generally comprise of protein. These fibers are commonly obtained from hair or fur of the animals or from cocoons. These fibers are divided into three groups such as silk, wool and hair. Silk fiber or filament is obtained by unwinding the cocoons of the silkworm. These fibers are generally fine, smooth and lustrous. Wool refers to the hair of the domestic sheep or goat. These fibers are coarse, crimpy, warm and dull. Hair fibers are the minor fibers obtained from the hair of animal species like angora, camel, rabbit and alpaca. The last category in natural fiber classification is mineral fibers. These are the naturally occurring fibers modified from the minerals. Asbestos is the only commercially available natural mineral fiber. Now, let us start about artificial fibers. Artificial fibers are also termed as man-made fibers. In general, artificial fibers are extruded from the spinneret as a filament by modifying the cellulose, protein or synthesizing chemicals. These fibers are flexible, fine, durable and resistant. The artificial fibers are categorized into different groups based on their extraction as regenerated polymers, synthetic polymers and minerals. The artificial fibers are categorized into different groups based on their extraction as regenerated biopolymers, synthetic polymers and minerals. Regenerated biopolymers are the fibers obtained by modifying the cellulose obtained from plants. The manufacturing process consists of bringing a natural high polymer substance into solution in a suitable way and extruding this solution through a nozzle, regenerating the same high polymer in the form of a solid filament. These fibers are again categorized into two groups, namely polynucleic and cellulosic. Polynucleic includes fibers obtained from materials such as DNAs, collagen, elastin, soy protein and silk proteins. Cellulosic fibers are obtained from modifying natural celluloses, including fibers such as acetate, polynosic, rayon, triacetate and microbial cellulose. Synthetic polymers. The chemicals are synthesized into polymers by various processes and are extruded as filaments. Some examples of synthetic polymers are acrylics, polyamides, polyesters, polyurethane and Kevlar. Minerals. The minerals are made in the form of fibers by following several steps. The following are some of the examples of mineral fibers: basalt, carbon, ceramic, glass, metallic fibers such as gold and silver zari threads, silicon carbide and stainless steel. These fibers are strong and durable. The second classification of textile fiber is based on their length. According to the fiber length, they are classified into two categories such as staple and filament fibers. Staple fibers, short length fibers are called as staple fibers and they vary from half inch to 18 inches. All the natural textile fibers except silk fiber are staple fibers. The length and quality of natural textile fiber vary according to seed variety, quality of soil, fertilizers, climatic conditions, cultivation methods and fiber extraction or collection methods. The artificial staple fibers are produced as long filament and cut into small length determined by the end use desired. Filament fibers. Long textile fibers are called as filament fibers. Silk and artificial fibers are filament fibers. The artificial fibers are long, measured in meters, and have less variation because they are manufactured based on the end use. Now, we are going to learn the textile fiber properties. To be spinnable, a textile fiber must have sufficient length, strength, texture, pliability, and cohesiveness to form as a yarn or thread. A good textile fiber is always be available and constant in supply to be economically suitable for mass production. To produce such a fabric, the manufacturer chooses fibers, yarns, weaves, and finishes with a combination of properties which will give the type of serviceability a consumer wants. The textile fiber properties are divided into three categories as primary, secondary, and other characteristics. Primary are basic characteristics of textile fiber. The primary properties of textile fiber is fiber length, strength, fineness, crimp, cohesiveness, spinnability, density, color, and luster. Fiber length is one of the most important property for textile fibers. Textile fiber length is measured in inches or centimeters, and it should possess range from 3/4 of an inch to 18 inches. Strength is the second most important property of textile fiber. Strength is paramount in determining its serviceability or durability. Strength of a fiber is the ability to resist strains and stresses or maximum tension it sustains before it breaks. Fiber strength is determined either by single or by bundle of fibers. Tensile strength is expressed as pounds per square inch or in tenacity as grams per denier. Strength varies from fiber to fiber, and textile industry requires at least 1 gram per denier. Some textile fibers gain strength when wet, some lose strength, and some are unaffected by water. The fiber elongates or extends when the load or force is applied. The amount of extended length in percentage is called as fiber extension. Fineness. In a fiber, the ratio or relationship of fiber to length to width or cross-sectional area is expressed as its fineness. The fineness is sometimes defined in terms of its diameter, which is suitable for circular cross-section fibers. Textile fibers, either natural or artificial, comes in various forms and cross-sectional shapes like wool circular, cotton and silk irregular cross-sectional shape. The fibers with irregular cross-section are measured for fineness by taking the mass of a known length of fiber, which is termed as linear density and is expressed as weight per unit length. In case of coarse fibers, the length is 700 times more than the width. For very fine fibers, the ratio is up to 1:5000. Usually, fine textile fibers can produce fine yarn and fine fabrics. Fiber properties, characteristics, and end uses are determined by the fiber fineness. Crimp. Crimp refers to the waves or bends that occur along the length of a fiber. Fiber crimp increases cohesiveness, resiliency, and resistance to abrasion of fiber. Fiber with more crimp mingles with other fibers, which aids in spinning and produces a thin yarn. It helps a fabric to maintain the thickness of yarn and fabric with better compressional resistance and loft. Wool has natural crimp, which is favorable to the production of bulky yarns that aids in thermal insulation. Man-made fibers may be given a permanent crimp as per the requirements. Cohesiveness is the ability of fibers to cling together or adhering to one another when spun into yarn. This property is due to nature of the surface, physical shape and contour of individual fiber. This is important in staple fibers, whereas cohesiveness is unimportant in filament fibers because long fibers can be twisted together without true cohesiveness between fibers. Spinnability. When a fiber is spinnable, it is considered as suitable for textiles. So, textile fibers, either staple or filament, must be able to hold a twist. Spinnability includes several physical properties, each having an effect on the ability of the fibers to be spun into yarn. The fibers must also have a certain degree of friction against one another to stay in place when pull is applied to the yarn. Density. Density and specific gravity are measure of the weight of a fiber. Density is the weight in grams per cubic centimeter. Specific gravity is the ratio of the mass of the fiber to the mass of an equal volume of water at 40 degrees. The weight of a fabric is determined by the density or specific gravity of the fibers. For any given weight, the fabrics made from low density fiber will have a bulkier appearance than those made from high density fibers. Color. Most natural fibers have some natural color. The color of artificial fibers can be changed as per the need. Luster. Luster is the shine or brightness of a fiber caused by reflection of light. The physical structure and shape of fiber influences the luster. Smooth fibers reflect more light than rough or serrated fibers. Round fibers reflect more light than flat fibers. Filaments which are laid together with little or no twist reflect more light than short fibers which must be twisted together to form yarns. Man-made fibers can be delustered by adding oil or pigments to the solution from which the fiber is spun. Various finishing methods are used for changing the unwanted luster by depositing on or within the fiber. Now, let us see the secondary characteristics of textile fiber. The secondary properties of textile fiber is elasticity, plasticity, flexibility, rigidity, resilience, uniformity, absorbency, wicking or wetting, and abrasion resistance. Elasticity. Elasticity means the ability of a stretched material to return immediately to its original size. It is an essential property that a fiber must have certain amount of extensibility so as to withstand sudden strains placed on it. Plasticity. Plasticity is the property of a fiber which enables the user to shape it semi-permanently or permanently by moisture, heat and pressure, or by heat and pressure alone. Both fine and coarse wool fibers are usefully become annealing like plastic under the influence of heat and moisture. Flexibility. Pliability or flexibility is the ease of bending or shaping. Pliable fibers are easily twisted into make yarns. Any textile fiber must be sufficiently flexible because it will be subjected to considerable twisting, bending and flexing during spinning, weaving, processing and during its use. Flexibility in fabrics resists splitting when folded or creased many times in the same place. Rigidity. Stiffness or rigidity is the opposite of flexibility. Fabric rigidity is the resistance to bend or crease. Both rigidity and weight together makes up the body of the fabric. Resilience. Resiliency is the ability of a fiber or fabric to recover over a period of time from deformation such as stretching, compressing, bending or twisting. A resilient fabric has good crease recovery, hence requires a minimum of ironing. Polyester always shows good recovery after deformation due to its higher resiliency than cotton, silk and wool fabrics, which show delayed wrinkle recovery. Uniformity. This means the evenness of the individual fibers in length and diameter or size. Uniform dimension supports the fiber to make better and smoother yarn. Artificial fibers are more uniform than natural fibers. Uniformity in fiber and yarn is an important property which influences the strength of the resulting yarn and smooth surface in fabric. The more uniform the yarn, the stronger is the yarn. Absorbency. Absorbency is the ability of a fiber to take up moisture and is expressed in percentage. It depends upon the chemical and physical structure and properties of the fiber as well as humidity or temperature of the surroundings. Moisture regain percentage is the percentage of moisture that a bone dry fiber will absorb from the air under standard conditions of temperature and humidity. The ability of a fiber to absorb moisture is directly related to wet processing processes like dyeing, finishing, washing, shrinkage, soiling and drying. Staple fibers hold more water than filament fibers since they are packed less compactly and create a sponge-like condition in the yarn and fabric. For this reason, staple fiber fabrics require a longer drying time. The fabrics made from low regain fibers dry quickly. The fabrics made from high regain fibers are considered as comfortable fabrics because of their absorption-desorption properties. Absorbency is very much required for apparel fabrics as the sweat needs to be absorbed into the fabric to keep the wearer dry. The moisture absorption in fibers affects its strength and dimensional, mechanical, electrical and frictional properties. Wicking or wetting. Wicking or wetting refers to the conduction of moisture or water along the fiber or through the fabric, although the fiber itself does not absorb much moisture. This property is related to surface wetting and is not the same as absorbency. Abrasion resistance. Abrasion resistance is the ability of a fiber to withstand the rubbing or abrasion it gets in everyday use. If a textile fiber is able to withstand the abrasion forces or absorb and scatter these forces without any damage, it is called as fiber with good abrasion resistance. Inherent toughness, natural pliability and smooth filament surface are fiber characteristics that contribute the abrasion resistance. A rigid and brittle fiber always shows poor resistance than a toughened, more plastic fiber. Dyes and finishes used in textiles affect the abrasion resistance. Now we move on to the other characteristics of textile fibers. Other characteristics of textile fibers include capillary or porosity, static electric resistance, chemical resistance, flammability or inflammability, resistance to moth and mildew. Capillary or porosity. These two terms express properties with the similar influence on the ability of a textile fiber or yarn to accept and hold a dye to finish with a lubricant or resin in order to increase the wrinkle resistance of a fabric or to give it a wash and wear finish. Liquids pass rapidly through porosity. In the case of the passage of these liquids through a hollow center or lumen in cotton or through small voids on the surface of wool fiber, it is usually regarded as the effect of the mechanism of capillary. Static electric resistance. Phenomenon of static electricity creates a problem in the spinning and other processing of textile fibers, especially in rooms with very low relative humidity. The problem is much more severe in case of synthetic fibers, which have extremely low electrical conductivity and generally absorb too little moisture to provide a path where static electricity can be carried away. Static electrical properties create problems in packaging and sewing. Chemical resistance. The chemical reactivity of each fiber depends on the arrangement of the elements in the molecules and the reactive group it contains. Dry cleaning solvents, perspiration, soap, synthetic detergents, bleaches, atmospheric gas and sunlight may all cause chemical degradation on some or all of the fibers. Flammability or inflammability. Flammability or inflammability refers to the ease of ignition and the speed and length of burning. Non-flammable fibers will not burn. Flammability depends not only on the chemical composition but also on the air incorporated in the yarn or fabric. Finishes can also be added to make fibers non-flammable. Resistance to moth and mildew. Resistance to moth and mildew is due to the chemical composition of the fiber. These properties are important to the consumer because they indicate the type of care needed during use as well as during storage. Fibers with less or without natural resistance must have protective finishes added or have their chemical composition changed to make them resistant. Let us conclude this session with the following points. This content will be helpful for the consumers and also students who would like to take their career in textiles. It has to be understood that the textile fibers will not possess all desirable characteristics. Based on the fiber properties, they can be selected for intended end use. Thank you.